Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay, and today we have special guest Benjamin.
Hello.
Benjamin, what is your type?
I'm an ENFP.
Ben is an ENFP. If you can't tell by his ENFP shirt, then you don't know. And I am an INTJ. Indy is an ISFJ, just in case you were wondering. So today we're going to play Uncommon Questions, which is a game that you draw a card from. There will be a random question on it, and then you can see how both of us respond to the same question. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can pick the first card.
Cool. What is one of your skill sets that you wish your partner had too? If they woke up tomorrow with that skill, what would you do together? What skill set of your partner's would you like to have? What would you do together? What skill set of your partner's would you like to have?
Then you reverse it.
I got you. Okay. We got tricky. It's the first card, so you have to forgive me. A skill set.
That's like yours that you would want me to have.
I'd probably do like the aerial silks, you know?
But that's a skill set of mine. What's a skill set of yours you would want me to have?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to give you a skill set. Probably fishing, but you're a vegan now, so like you don't even want to do that. But I would like to go fishing with you.
So you would like it if I was a better fisher person?
Yeah, if we could just go fishing together, that would be really nice. A skill of yours that I want for myself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the aerial silks.
Okay.
Mostly just to make money and like to dance with you easily up in the air.
I would probably say I would like you to have better blasting skills. So better skills at getting started on projects that you've already defined for yourself.
They're my lesser functions.
There we go. And if you had that skill tomorrow, what would we do? I don't know. We'd probably get some stuff done. And
It makes me sound like I sit around the house and don't do anything.
That's not what I'm saying.
God.
Of your partners, would you like to? I would like to have your people skills.
You got great people skills. Okay. I didn't like how you answered that question. I'm sure that's some part of my ENFP thing.
What is the best deal you've ever made? So I'm not really a wheeler or dealer because...
You fold.
I fold because in general I like to pay people what they're worth and what's fair. But I would say the best deal that I've made are the deals that I've gotten out of. So things that wouldn't have been beneficial to me, for me to figure out a way to weasel my way out of them and make them not deals of doing, I would say those are my best deals.
My turn?
Yeah. What's the best deal you ever made?
What's the best deal I ever made? Convincing your parents to marry me. That didn't sound right, did it? Convincing your parents to let me marry you. Her mother would not let me marry her without health insurance, and I successfully did that.
Good job, babe. When was the last time you felt powerful? I think, so anytime I feel powerful is when I have the whole situation under control, no matter what that situation is. So that happens on a pretty regular basis. But yeah, it's when I'm in control of all the pieces and I know what's going to happen to them and the desired outcome will be achieved, because then the thing that I'll want to happen will happen. So when was the last time you felt powerful?
I've got a story, but I can't say it on camera because it's just too weird. You kind of like had to be there. You had to like be me, and it was weird. And it had to do with like a cap gun. You know the little guns? They're like pop, 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 pop. It was like clear. It was a clear little revolver and with like a neon orange tip and a neon orange handle. It was not a real gun. And everyone was out of class, like walking around campus, and I wanted to be like, I got a gun, and like just like, and was like pointing on campus and be like pop, 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 and just like watch everyone like hit the deck.
You wanted to do that?
Well, I just wanted to see what the reaction would be, and it was definitely like a power thing, you know. But obviously, I recognized that because I'm not a freaking weirdo, and I would never do that. But there was like this really weird surge of power and control that came with it.
It was like the idea of
Yeah,
what could happen,
and it was really. But I felt like I had a lot of power at that
because
time and space.
you had the potential to control the situation.
Yeah, because I had the potential to control the situation and just. But I knew they would see it instantly and be like, "That's not a real gun," you know.
Yeah.
But just for that split second to just make everyone do that thing, it was strange.
That's like the weird like EP control, like the idea of being able to control a situation.
Yeah.
What is the bravest thing you've ever seen your significant other do? So I guess I have to look at it from the perspective of what's brave to me. Offered your kind services in some way to someone who's very mentally and physically unstable. I thought that was pretty brave because you have no idea what they're gonna do. Here, now you have to answer.
Yeah, for your bravest thing was when you say that we were swimming at Oak Mountain State Park in Alabama, and you say that kid walked off the deep end, but he just sank like a rock, and I threw a beach ball at him, but he was just like, nah, and like he couldn't see the beach ball. It was like right in front of him. I was like, bro, grab onto the beach ball and like live, you know. And Lindsay just went over there, like boom, boom, ducked around him, got behind him, and like did that side backwards like stroke and got him to safety. And I was just like, damn.
And what did I say was going to happen before we got to that?
Oh yeah, you called it. I don't remember exactly what you said, but I know you called it 100%.
When we went to the lake that day and I saw the people in the water, I was like, someone's gonna drown today while I'm here.
It was a lot of people too.
Yeah, it was statistically had to happen. What is a subject you like to learn more about? For me, subject probably black holes, because there's so many like unknown parts about them. But now they're discovering new things about the black holes, and I could just talk to people. Like, I could talk to people who know about black holes for days. What about you? Subject do you like to learn more about?
I'm very interested in the biblical Garden of Eden, and pretty much right up into Noah's Ark and the flood, and like what civilization was like at that time. And we don't have a lot of information. We're probably not going to get a whole lot more information on that. But for whatever reason, that's always really piqued my curiosity.
What is your most illogical fear? What is your most logical fear? Okay, well, that's a tough one. So my most illogical fear, I feel like you would get this. My most illogical fear is that of other people's emotions. Because they're strange and I want to help, but I don't know how to help, always. And my most illogical fear, okay, so if I had to make it like super basic, I would say my most logical fear is getting hit by a car by where we live, because there's so many old people and they drive cars very poorly.
They do. We've seen two right outside of our condo.
We've seen two people getting hit by cars.
Two dudes got smoked.
Yeah, and I've almost gotten hit by cars just like running on the sidewalk.
What's an illogical? I mean,
a fear that doesn't really make sense.
A fear that doesn't make sense. I mean,
like, it doesn't make sense that I'm afraid of people's emotions. Like, people's emotions can't actually do anything to harm me.
That's a good point. I mean,
I don't have to fear my life because of someone else is crying in the corner.
Probably, you know, the acceptance of others. You know, and it's like I don't think about that a lot. I don't know if I even struggle with that, but I know it's still real and we all deal with it. And I know that I used to deal with that a lot. And so it is it probably has something to do with, you know, your tribe and getting along with the tribe or your family or whatever it is, and so be it. Most logical fear: tigers, bears. It's just freaking. My most logical fear is probably water bears, which are AKA bull sharks. and I've only come up against one of those water bears, and they're big, and they're silent. That's the craziest thing. It's like a bear in the woods, you can hear it coming. A water bear, he's stealth. He's like just it's crazy. But anyways,
Hashtag water bear.
water bear.
Have you ever faked something? What did you fake and why did you fake it? I think, well, something I faked a lot is being interested in people's conversations that are not very interesting.
How many of those conversations were mine?
Yours not so much, because if your conversation isn't like, I think you know very quickly if I've tuned out, and so then you'll kind of stop. But other people don't. I mean, I'll try to be polite because that's what's polite, and also I'll be like, yes, okay, that's great, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll fake that a bit.
Yeah, I'll see her faking, like not faking, but when she's done with the conversation and people are like still talking to her, I'll feel bad for people because I definitely can read her, especially as a third person when I'm not in the conversation. I'm just watching her, and I'm just like, oh, like she's totally doesn't care about this conversation right now, but they're still talking. But she gives it a good college try.
I do. I give it a college try. That's about it.
She's listening. Have you ever faked something? All my grades in middle school, because I was so scared of failing. I did not want to get held behind a grade, and my dad, and I've confessed this all to my family. I cheated a lot, and then I realized that I was stupid, and I started studying, and I started doing better in school because I didn't want to be a dum-dum.
And now you have your master's, so good job. What is something cheap that you think should cost more, and why? Any meat product or any animal product, because if they costed more, then less people would buy them. So I think your hamburgers should be $800 a burger, and then no one's going to buy them. So, and then that would help mitigate animal suffering. These animals are great little friends. What about you?
Gemstones. So here's I'm gonna do a plug. Can I do a plug real quick?
Yes.
So all these gemstones that we're using to make ourselves bling bling, right? Man, they're coming from overseas, from sweatshops. Most of them, most of the time, they're freaking blood diamonds, but it's not just diamonds. It's all these cut stones, all these pretty shiny, sparkly things, and like these people are just you're making kids bleed so you can bling, and it's really messed up.
What is something you find really interesting that most people find boring? I feel like there's lots of things I find interesting that people find boring. It's mostly related to how to do something. I like figuring those things out, and so I find that whole thing really interesting, doing it from start to finish and like getting it done. But most people, when I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this thing when I get home, it's gonna be great, they're just like, that's not fun. So that's my answer. What's something you find interesting that most people find boring?
Crystal specimens, gemstones, right here. It's like, oh, we got a shiny rock. Most people don't care, but I really find it interesting. This one actually is in hydro. It's got a little water bubble floating around inside the crystal.
Mm.
If you care, can you get that close up? Look, are you interested yet? I got some more sitting right here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Womp, womp, womp.
This is my life.
Oh, look, wait. Oh, some more. This one's actually really cool. This is like a petrified gem silica piece of wood. I'm glad you're interested. Thanks. Come again.
Something you initially hid from your partner because you were worried it would ruin your chances. I don't think there's anything I hid from you because I thought it would ruin my chances with you. I think you're pretty upfront with how much I wouldn't ruin my chances by anything I said.
You done?
Yes.
I hid the fact I hid the fact that I was in the Army when we first started dating. I didn't want to bring that element of unknown military stuff into, the, I almost said the birds and the bees, but we were long distance. But those bees were migrating. So yeah, it was just it was tough. It was really, that's really what it was. It was tough. It was really tough for me to tell her that, and I guess I definitely hit it for a hot second.
I could see through your camo to the other side.
There's some X-ray vision there.
Yes.
She was looking at something.
What is something you find badass?
Badass.
I think it's really badass when people stand up for what they believe in, like wholeheartedly, no matter what that is. Even if it's something that I think is stupid, if someone just like pours their whole heart and soul into it and they really believe in it, I think that's pretty badass. What about you?
I really enjoy seeing people stand up for other people and defend other people. I've seen it a lot actually at one of the schools that I do substitute teaching at. Some of the kids really standing up to like bullying and kind of shutting it down. They're badasses for doing that.
That's a very nice answer. What are some of the best and worst nicknames given to people you know? How do they earn those nicknames?
There's some pretty bad names in Alabama. Scudgy. Scooter. Although Scooter was a good friend of mine, but I always thought it was a unique nickname, Scooter. But I think it's it's a decent common nickname.
I don't really remember anyone having nicknames.
A lot of nicknames on back home, but I wonder if that's a guy thing. I don't know. Do girls? That's a good question. Question for the viewer: do girls give each other nicknames? And if they do, is it the same level as dudes?
I don't know. I don't feel. I don't know. I don't think so. If there have been, I don't remember any of them. Okay, what makes you most nervous? What do you do to cope with the nervousness? I would say things that make me most nervous are things regarding the breakdowns in technology with the flow that needs to happen. If I've, made a whole presentation for someone and then their computer all of a sudden isn't functioning properly, I'm just like, that makes me very nervous. If it's happening someplace where I can't go and figure it out, then it just all feels very out of control and I don't like it.
What makes me nervous is artificial intelligence and drones. I would cope with that nervousness with a shotgun.
Artificial intelligence is happening no matter what.
Which is so funny because you're like technology, but you didn't mention AI at all, which is totally sketchy. But
because AI it's already happening, like it's already here, and
which is a decent reason to be nervous about it. Like AI's probably like watching us on this video before you even like produce it.
Yeah, probably. But there's nothing I can do about it now.
So sketch.
I can at least try to help the presentation from imploding. Like that's at least within my control at that moment,
What?
Yeah, with my situation, the thing I said.
I couldn't really follow what you said. But.
When is the last time you felt proud for standing up for yourself? Ooh.
Every day with kids at school. Gotta stand up. I feel like I'm singing Bob Marley songs the whole time. Get up, stand up. Don't forget the fight. Sit down.
I feel proud for standing up for myself when I'm going against my TE and I stand up for my FI and I say, I'm going to go against what kind of works for everyone in this situation because this is something that I value and it's important to me. So every time I can kind of put that function ahead of my other one, I feel good about it.
I think I slaughtered that song. I think it's get up for your rights, right? Get up.
So besides any formal ceremony, what event has most defined your life together?
Burning Man.
The burns are good. So I would say like the times where we've worked together to help people.
Oof.
have been like more defining moments, or when we've worked our talents together to like achieve something.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the times where I'm like, wow, like that was a great moment versus just having a fun experience,
Building something. I like building things with you.
Yeah.
I think we should build more things. Let's go buy some IKEA cabinets and build them.
No, not like that kind of building.
Quality time to me is like building a deck with a hammer.
Not for me.
Man, it's so weird. I have to remember that.
Because like okay, so like building like a thing, like a physical thing, to me that's just, it's horrible. Because it's like the hammer's gonna hit my finger, and then there's gonna be blood, and then you're gonna say I didn't do something right, and then it's not a good feeling on the inside. Nothing from you. It's just the fact the whole scenario is not set up for.
Most of those things are right. I feel bad though that you think that I always like tell you you're not doing something right. It's probably because you're not gonna do something right, but you have to be teachable. Like
I try to be teachable, but that's still not that's not an enjoying scenario for me.
Okay.
What is the most underrated thing you use on a daily basis?
Toothbrush.
Oh, I was gonna say toothbrush.
I have random like words and images going through my head. Pizza, but sushi's way better than pizza. A sushi pizza. Pineapples.
But
toilet paper.
You don't use any of those. Okay, toilet paper used on a regular basis. That could work.
A squirt bottle to water your plants. A light bulb. Fingernails, but I was thinking.
I just wanted to hear you say more things.
I was about to say chimes because I'm looking at a chime, but boats, cats.
I would say the most underrated thing. I mean, toothbrush would definitely be one of them. Toilet paper is probably a close second. Showers, running water.
Running water is not really a thing though. It's just it's
water.
Water is the thing, but running water is no.
Okay, this is the final question. If you had unlimited resources to build a treehouse, what would it be like and where would it be?
It would be on a planet that is in a well-known sci-fi fantasy action movie called Star Wars. Are you getting my drift?
No.
They were little badasses. Speaking of badasses,
Wookiees?
They were. No.
I don't know that.
Chewbacca was a Wookiee.
Yeah.
He was giant. Wookiees might have actually lived.
Chewbacca is a Wookiee.
I know he's a Wookiee. I'm talking about. I don't remember their living situation on their planet, but I'm talking about the little midget guys. Do you remember what they're called?
No. Okay, just answer the question. Wait, they live in villages among the giant. They do live in trees. Wookiees live in trees.
What do you know? Ewoks. Oh, look how cute he is. That's what my treehouse would be. With the little Ewoks. We'd be chilling. Have some drum circles. Yeah. We're going to go hang out with some Ewoks. It's great pleasure hanging out with you. And I hope you learned a lot about us. My name is Benjamin. This is Lindsay.
And thanks for taking over my channel.
And we are a great family.
Alright, bye guys. See you next time.